folks, and welcome to this week's show. And as you can see, we're going to be focusing on the magnificent Queen. And we've got a new guest today. We've got Steve all the way from Canada. So it's transatlantic again. Hello, Steve. How are you?
Good. How you doing, my friend?
I'm very good, thank you. So we're just having a little chat there with regards to Queen, but I haven't gone into too much detail yet because I don't know much about how Steve got into Queen or anything like that. So we're going to do that now, and then what we're going to do, we're going to rank the 15 studio albums, including the soundtrack or soundtracks, debatable whether it's one or two, um, and we'll see where we go and see what ends up at number one. Okay, so Steve, how did you get into Queen then, and when?
Well, I got into Queen I'm a, when I was 10. So when I was 10 years old, my father had the Bohemian Rhapsody 45, and he didn't like it. I don't know how he got it, but anyways, he gave me that 45, and I fell in love with that song the minute I heard it. And on my 10th birthday, which was 1978, I took my birthday money, which was $10, and I went and bought News of the World because we are the champions, and we will rock you. We're all over the place at the time. They were huge. And that was how I found Queen, and that I've never really looked back from that moment. I've always been a fan since that moment in my 10th birthday.
Quite similar, actually. I remember watching Queen on Top of the Pops doing Killer Queen. I remember watching it, and I really liked it. But I wouldn't have professed to being a massive fan at the time, but I did like it. And Bohemian Rhapsody, which sort of passed me by weirdly because it was number one for 9 weeks. So I don't know how it passed me by. But then, We Are the Champions came out in '77, and I went with my grandma and I bought my first ever single, and that was it. And it was a double A side. It was a double A side with "We Will Rock You" on the other side.
Yeah,
You said it was an A and B. It wasn't. It was a double A.
yeah.
And I remember playing it, and I absolutely loved "We Are the Champions." As far as I bought it with me grandma, and flipped over the other side, and "We Will Rock You" came on. It nearly blew me socks off. Wow, you know, and that was incredible. And really, from that moment on, I loved them. Yeah, I was lucky enough to see them in 86 at St James's Park. I reckon I've done about 3,500 gigs, and that's still the best gig I've ever been to. It was just sublime, and I'll bring in bits of that when I do the show because a couple of songs that resonate within it. But amazing, amazing show.
Well,
What a band!
I'm jealous because in 1982, when I was 14 years old, Queen was coming to Toronto on their Hot Space tour, and it wasn't long either before or after the Who were playing their farewell tour, and I was into the Who as well, and still am. But I had to make a choice, being 14 years old. I couldn't afford both shows, so I was thinking, you know what? I'll never see the Who again. Surprise, surprise! I've seen them at least 5 times since then, and I figured, you know what? I'll catch Queen when they come back around, and they never came back. At least not with Freddie. They never came back around to North America. They had the big fallout, around
Yeah.
'83, whatever it was, and they just never came back around. Now, that Who show was still one of the best shows I ever saw. I don't regret seeing the Who. I just, had I known how history was going to transpire, it made a different choice, right?
Yeah. I
So,
mean, it was we mentioned before there because the Who are my other favorite band. The David Bowie might probably edges it just, but my two favorite bands are Queen and the Who, so I can absolutely get it. I totally understand. So yeah, fair dues. It's hard to grumble, isn't it, in terms of which one to go with?
it's very hard. They're my favorite is the Rolling Stones, but the Who and Queen are like a really close second, and I can never really figure out which one of those two bands I like
Yeah.
better than the other.
Well,
Really
the,
close.
the Stones are a great band equally as well, to be fair. Right then, so we're going to dive into, we're going to do the 15 albums. This should be interesting. I'm intrigued to hear your choices. And yeah, so what have you got in at number 15? And oh, before we do that, sorry, folks, my ranking, let's put this on the screen. You can see the ranking of the albums here, and I'll just whiz through them. So a five-star album is a masterpiece, 4.5 stars is classic, 4 stars is excellent, 3.5 stars is very good. 3 stars is good. 2.5 stars is fair. Two is weak. 1.5 is very poor. One is awful. And zero point 0.5 is don't bother. We've had a couple of them. I think the Doors made it with a zero, but obviously post Jim Morrison. But
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
so, folks, Steve, what have you got at number 15 and what's your star rating on it?
Well, this should come as no surprise to anybody who knows Queen, but my 15th, and I'm going to give it a 1.5 rating, is the soundtrack from Flash Gordon. It's pretty much just a silly album, is what it is. It's a silly movie and it's a silly album. The two singles, the two real songs on the album, Flash's theme and the Hero, they're not bad songs. They're not the best thing Queen's ever done. They're serviceable enough. They're okay. Football Fight's not too bad. It's okay. And the second side, the end of the second side is really where it's worth listening to, when Brian May does like the wedding march and the battle theme and all that kind of stuff. It gets you get a little bit of guitar in there and some heavy drums from Roger and that. But overall, this album is it's pretty silly, and I don't play it a whole lot. And if you want to hear Flash Gordon's theme or the Hero, I think Flash Gordon's on every greatest hits. I'm not sure about the Hero, but that's the number 15 for me.
Well, interesting because it's not my number 15.
Well,
So my number 15's Made in Heaven,
okay.
which came out, I can't remember now, was it 95, something like that? And I've given it 2 stars, so it's weak. Yeah, I think it's the phrase. I mean, it's one of those albums, a bit like Coda by Led Zeppelin. It's certainly not Tattoo You, where it's an album of like old bits that they've cobbled together and sort of done up. This doesn't really work for me. There's some
Right.
nice songs on it, Beautiful Days, written during the game, it's all right. Made in Heaven, not bad. Let Me Live I didn't realize that was supposed to be with Rod Stewart originally. I was really surprised
Yeah.
when I was reading up on that.
Yeah.
Mother Love's really good. I really like that song. I think it's a very good song. I mean, some really bland stuff on it. My life has been saved. Heaven for Everyone's all right. Actually, I really like You Don't Fool Me. I think that's a really good groove.
Yeah.
There's Tales all right. But the one I really love was I Was Born to Love You, which is already on Fred's solo album. It's a great song. It's an absolutely fantastic song. Why that wasn't on the proper album, I'll never understand. So it's all right. It's not an album I'd play. I'd maybe pick the odd track off it. If I was doing like a Queen best of top 60 songs or something, I'd probably throw a couple in. But
Yeah.
that's probably it for me, I'm afraid. So 2 stars, Made in Heaven, obviously made after Freddie had passed, sadly. So what have you got at number 14?
At 14, I have got, and I'm going to give this 2.5. I've got Hot Space.
Right.
And this album is basically, it's half an album as far as I'm concerned. The first side of this album is not very good at all. And it's almost like, I don't think there's any songs on the first side. There might be one song where all 4 guys are playing on the track at the same time, because it's a lot of synth bass and a lot of drum machines and stuff like that. So I don't even know how much these guys were together in the studio for a lot of these songs. And you brought up Freddie's solo album, and Staying Power, which I can't stand this song as a Queen song.
Yeah.
And that includes the live version, the faster live version that's on the Milton Keynes album DVD. But if that was on his solo album, Mr. Bad Guy, it'd probably be a standout track.
Yeah.
It really fits in with what he was doing in there, but it just does not fit in with Queen. So like I say, the whole first side, I will say a guilty pleasure for me on the first side is Back Chat. It's got a good little beat. I love the guitar solo that Brian does in it. That kind of saves that song for me. Other than that, that whole first side is just, I don't bother with it. Second side is not too bad. You got Put Out the Fire, which is really just come on, it's a rewrite of Tie Your Mother Down. It's the same chords and the same chords. And on any other album, it would probably be just like a filler track, but on this album, it's like almost a highlight, right? So the song for Lennon Life is Real is okay. It's not too bad. I really like Calling All Girls. It's a catchy tune. I love that live version that is kicking around as a bonus track on this CD version. Las Palabras is good. Under Pressure is one of the better things they've ever done, and I think everybody can agree on that. But
Yep.
song before that, Cool Cat. Now, this song used to drive me nuts. I hated it for a really long time, and it took about 40 years, but I've finally come around to actually enjoying it at least a little bit when it comes on. I don't rush to turn it off anymore when it comes on, but it's still not a great Queen song. So that's my number 14.
No worries. Great choice, Steve. Yeah. So my number 14, I've got Flash, obviously. Now this is where we differ because I went to see Flash going at the cinema when I was a little kid. There was a double header. I can't remember what it was. It was either that and Moonraker or something along those lines. And I love it. It's campy. It's really great. Great. I genuinely love it. Me and my eldest daughter watch it every now and again, and we just love and roll through it. It's brilliant. I love a couple of the songs on it. Flash's theme is honestly one of my favorite Queen songs. Football Fight's good. I think it was the B side, if I remember rightly, because I bought the single Flash Gordon when it came out. The Kiss, Freddie's voice is great on it. I love that actually. Voltan's theme's good, and I love The Hero. So The Hero's a great song. So yeah, there's some. I'll be honest, it's not great, but just for Flash Gordon alone, it beats the previous album because nothing comes anywhere close to that for me. So yeah, Flash is number 14. I've given it 2 stars. It's still weak, obviously, but it does a job. So what have you got number 13 then?
Well, 13 is Made in Heaven. And this is another 2.5 stars. And I kind of feel the same way about this album as you do, what you already said. I mean, for what it is, it's not horrible. I mean, they didn't have a lot to work with. I like what they did with It's a Beautiful Day,
Yeah.
turned it into the reprise and all. It was that they made it very Queen-like, which was good because that's the one thing this album is really lacking is that really guitar-driven kind of Queen song, which is understandable because what was going on at the time. I don't mind Made in Heaven or Heaven for Everyone. I think they're pretty good tunes. I do prefer the B side version of My Life Has Been Saved that came out with the I forget what it was if it was Scandal or The Miracle, but it was one of those songs anyways. It's a little more rough around the edges. This one polished up pretty good. Too Much Love Will Kill You. I remember Brian May playing at the Freddie Mercury tribute
Right,
concert.
kid.
I'm sorry, is it even on there? Even if it's not on here, I don't care. It's that song is kind of like it's not a to me, it's not a great song. It's kind of mushy. Winter's Tale is really good. Mother Love is, I mean, we all know now that was the last thing he ever recorded, so Brian had to finish it off. So there's a little bit of a understanding there why it is the way it is, but it's not a bad tune. But it's I put it on the other day to refresh myself with this. And I felt the same way as I did the first time I heard it. It was like, a couple tunes in, it's okay. And then after a while, it was just like one long slog. And it was like,
Yeah.
I got to get out of this album, like, so unfortunately, yeah, it's going to be my, number 13 and 2.5 stars.
It's interesting because Mother Love's an odd one. I personally don't think Brian needed to sing the last verse. I would have just faded it out after the last little part of Fred doing. I thought, great, lovely, and then an unnecessary added verse. I think I didn't see the point in it, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Right. Well, my number 13 is a kind of magic, which is the tour that I saw them on. Which is it's almost really a Highlander soundtrack album, really. Hence the fact I mentioned 2 soundtracks. And it starts off great. There are some absolute bangers on this, by the way. I've given it 2.5 stars, which might be a bit harsh, but there's some stuff I don't like on it. One Vision is brilliant, although apparently Freddie changed the lyrics because it was all about Martin Luther King originally, and you can hear it. And maybe he should have kept it that way, I think.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant. It's a great song. I absolutely love it. A Kind of Magic. It's just a great pop song, and it got a load of grief at the time, and I had some friends who hated it. But I like it. I really like it, and it's now one of those songs that stood up really well 40 years later. It sounds like it is what it is, a good pop song. There's some rubbish on it. The One Year of Love was terrible, and I mean John Deacon is Queen's secret weapon in my eyes. He's
He is.
wrote some absolute bangers. I mean, John Entwistle really rated him as a bass player. That tells you all you need to know. He was one of the great, it's a super songwriter. There's a real argument he's the next great songwriter in the band after Freddie. I mean, people might argue it's Brian May, but John's wrote some absolute bangers. But that song stinks. I'm sorry, it's terrible. Speaking of terrible, Friends Will Be Friends probably cost my 2 mates. I went to see Queen with my girlfriend at the time, and I said it was brilliant. And me two of my mates refused to go because they hated Friends Will Be Friends so much, and they just keep used to chide me with it when no one else was going. And interestingly, I spoke to one of the lads recently. He's going to be watching this, Neil. Is so, I spoke to him the other day because I was practicing with the band that we're in, and he goes, "Oh," he goes, "We're talking." And he goes, "Oh, I wish I'd seen Queen." So there we have it. There you go. There are some great songs in this though. I mean, "Who Wants to Live Forever?" Going back to that gig is the one song that stands out above all the other songs of the gig because there was a real sense of foreboding when he sang it. And of course, it turned out to be the case, unfortunately, and it really did. There was just a really weird atmosphere when he sang it. And it was really, really powerful. That was the most powerful song of the day, that and Love of My Life, which is always brilliant. Uh,
Sure.
but yeah, there was something really unusual about it. I don't think I've experienced that since the concert. It was odd. But brilliant song. What a song written by Brian. Some other great songs. Give Me the Prize. Love it. It's like a metal song. I know some of the band hated it. I really like it. Don't Lose Your Head's a pretty good song. And Princess of the Universe is brilliant. It's an
That's right.
absolutely great song.
And
Um,
Freddie, an unusual heavy song from Freddie.
Yeah, it's a really, really good song. I'm maybe being a bit harsh giving this 2.5 stars when I'm looking at it now because most of them are either very good, excellent, or a couple of duffers. There are some real shockers on it though.
Yeah.
I'll stick with 2.75 if I was able to give it that. That's probably where we're at. So what have you got in at number 12 then, Steve?
So number 12, and I don't have any rated threes, so these ones are gonna be 3.5. Number 12 is gonna be The Game.
Yeah,
Um, it's a pretty good album. It's pretty polished. And this was the second Queen album that I got. News of the World being the first. This was the second one. I got it for Easter. That was the thing my family did. We didn't get chocolates and stuff like that. They bought me albums, which was great. I got Led Zeppelin and threw that out there the same way, and Pink Floyd. But so yeah, so The Game, it starts out really good. Play the Game's a great song. Dragon Attack is a really cool tune. Like I play it on guitar all the time. It's so fun
yeah,
to play. Right. Another one, Bites the Dust. I like it. I don't need to hear it again. But
yeah.
it's not that it's a horrible song. It's pretty good. In fact, all of side one is pretty solid. Need Your Loving Tonight's really good. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. It was pretty
Brilliant.
cool, right? I mean, so you got the two hits off this album are completely two types of different songs. You got the funk disco kind of, another one bites the dust, and then you got the throwback rockabilly, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, and it's just what other band could do that? And
Yeah.
Queen, so. But side two kind of doesn't really hold up too well for me. Rocket Prime Jive. Not a huge fan of the song. I always thought that this song would be better placed on Roger Taylor's Fun in Space album,
Yeah.
and not on a Queen album. I think he plays just about every instrument on it, like he did on a lot of his songs. But Freddie sings a little bit at the beginning there, but other than that, it's not really Queen to me. Don't Try Suicide is, I mean,
Yeah.
it's I can I can live with it, I guess. I would certainly never ever go to my way to play it. Sail Away, Sweet Sister is always a great song. Coming Soon is another song where it's just, to me, is like, what are they doing? It's just like I think they're just trying to follow a trend here with the post punk new wave kind of thing here. It kind of really annoys me after a while, that whole the chorus of the ooh and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Save Me is, that's a great Queen song. It's just a over the top, big, bold, brash Queen song. That's what you want to hear from Queen, especially on an album closer from these guys. That's a perfect album closer, really. And it's great live, too.
It is. It's an absolute belter. So what number have you got that in? At number 12, is that right? Yeah. So yeah, my number 12 is Hot Space.
Oh,
So, and this is where it gets controversial because I've given it 3 stars. I think this is a little bit too much maligned. And I quite like some of the songs on this. Staying Power's like a funk workout. It's all right. Um, there's some songs I really don't like. I don't like Dancer. I think that should have been on Freddie's solo album. Um, Back Chat. It's a decent funk groover. Again, I think you were. Was it? Did you see it was on? Should have been on the solo album. I
no,
probably
Staying Power, I said, should have been on the.
right. Okay.
I thought had a killer guitar solo on Back Chat. That's why I like
Yeah.
that one.
Back Chat. I've got a good song with a decent funk groove. And then they used to do it on the tour as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't like the electronic drum section on it though. I don't think that works. Uh, Now this is where it gets controversial because I bought the next one. I bought Body Language and I really like it.
Sitting back there, buddy. I got the 12-inch sitting right back
Yeah,
there.
that's why I like it. Action this day, all right. Put out the fire, I really like. It's like an old school Queen song, although you'd see it ripped off another one. Life is Real, I love that actually. The Lennon tribute, I think it's really really touching. Calling All Girls, it should have been a single, or I really like it. I really like it a lot actually. Last Public Day More is a classic Queen song. Cool Cat, pretty good. The David Bowie version's not bad, although you can barely hear him on it. And
Yeah.
Under Pressure is absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite ever songs. For that alone, it's brilliant. But I've given it 3 stars. I quite like it. I think it's a little underrated as an album. Well, the reason why I've given it an extra sort of part of a half star is I like the fact that it took a chance. And yeah, I know the fans hate it. Some of the fans absolutely hate it, proper divides fans. But I love the fact that they took a chance and were prepared to fall on the face. And I thought fair dues. I quite like that sort of thing, you know.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's my number 12. What have you got at number 11, Steve?
Okay. Well, this may or may not go over well, but my number 11 is going to be the first Queen album.
Oh,
Yeah. Uh, it's a good like from here on in. Every album I'm going to talk about here, I love them all. It's just
yeah,
do I love them, right?
yes.
And this is, it is a great album. There's some great songs on here. Side one, again, is fantastic. Side two starts Liars, like fantastic. Like, what a great tune, right? I have two problems with this album. One that was sort of addressed with the Queen One reissue, which I have on the Blu-ray. The drums are recorded really bad on this album. They're really muffled. Roger's too good of a drummer to be like buried like that. So Queen One addressed that problem and brought his drums up in the mix.
Sounds great. Yeah.
I don't know if they went and re-recorded or if it was just drum tracks and they just remixed them differently. I don't
It's
really.
a hell of a different mix, isn't it? The drums they sound great, but it's,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
But the problem I have, especially on side two, is once again we're starting to get songs that it's almost like they're not fully developed.
Yeah.
Um, Night Comes Down is a decent little tune. I don't like Modern Times Rock and Roll, that thrashy kind of like it is. Son and Daughter and Jesus to me are the framework is there for two really really good songs, but it's almost like they're incomplete. They just didn't get all the way there with those two songs. So that really knocks that in the mix is what knocks this album down for me.
Mm.
Little teaser with Seven Seas of Rye. I mean, we've got a minute and a half
Yeah.
of the. It's kind of cool, but yeah, that's where I kind of stand on that album. I mean, I do enjoy it. I do like it. There's some great stuff on here, but if I'm being totally honest, this is where it lands for me. It's what, the 11th spot there. That's three and a half.
What gets me about the remix that they've done on it, I don't like the fact that they've auto-tuned Freddie. You
No,
know,
they have to
there's
do it.
one song that you can hear it, and I'm thinking, oh, how weird. You're now creating something that didn't exist. And as
Yeah,
a singer myself as well, as a singer, you deliberately hit certain notes and you'll bend into the note. You never always bang on the note. You might do something either side of the note, and that might show your distinction as a singer, and I don't like this. I don't like the way they're doing this at all. And it's not just Queen, and I know they may not have be in the position to do these sort of things. But record companies, I don't like it. I think there's something wrong with that.
I agree with you on that one. I think it was The Night Comes Down. I think that was the song where they
Yeah,
had to smooth out as one note, and nobody would have noticed.
yeah.
Oh, nobody would have noticed.
I'm not a fan of that sort of thing, but I think it's a great. Anyway, I'll tell you later on when I think about the album. Number 11, I've got is The Game. I've got 3 stars. I love this opening title track. I think it's great. It's one of my favorite Queen songs. Dragon Attack's fantastic. I might be harsh on looking at this now because some absolute bangers on here. Dragon Attack, brilliant. Amazing live as well. It's great live. Another one, Bites the Dust, is just fantastic. Michael Jackson was the one who told them to release it as a single, and of course was number one in America. Written by John Deacon, of course.
Yeah.
Need Your Love Tonight, another good pop song by John Deacon. Crazy Little Thing Called Love, which Freddie famously wrote in a bath. It was a great song. Remember the video? We watched it on Top of the Pops in
Oh, yeah.
'79. Whatever, it was great. Rocket, it's yeah, it's all right. Don't Try Suicide stinks. I hate it. I don't really like that song at all. It, it's like very jovial about a really serious subject. I don't. That just sounds stupid. It's just a bit crass if I'm being honest. Sail Away, Sweet Sister. I love it. I think it's a classic Queen song. Um, Coming Soon. I like Coming Soon. I really like it. I think it's got a really catchy chorus. And Save Me. Is probably my favorite song on the album. So
Yeah, either that or Back would be
I've
my
gone
favorite.
3 stars. I could have gone 3.5 here when I'm thinking about it, but I've gone three just because Don't Try Suicide is shocking
Yeah.
and Rocket's not great. Yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure I'm correct in this, but they are the only band to have all four members or all members write at least a top 10 single, right? All right.
The number one singles all around the world have all written a number one somewhere within the world. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And you're right about John Deacon being like the secret weapon in that band. I mean, he
yeah. I mean,
before
The Beatles probably did it as well.
uh did Ringo have a number one?
I think Yellow Submarine was number one.
Didn't write that though, right?
And he might have done. Octopus Garden might have been. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I bet on Ringo because he's had a couple of solo singles as well, which were massive.
but I'm
Photograph huge
like in the
in the band.
band, like
Yeah,
all guys have had a number one single
yeah.
somewhere, and that's pretty impressive.
No, it's very impressive. They're very impressive, and it's interesting. In the UK, I would argue that Queen are probably the biggest band in the UK. Um, yeah, I would probably argue that quite strongly, actually. Right, well, we're up to number 10. What have you got at number 10?
Okay, so I'm at number 10. I've got a kind of magic. Uh, I feel the same way about this album as you do. Like the high points for me are pretty much the same high points you have. I have the same problems with the same certain songs. Like One Year of Love is I don't know. I've seen the movie Highlander. I haven't seen it in a long time. I can't remember how that song actually fits into the movie. I'm sure it's some kind of love scene between what's his name there, the Highlander and his first wife or whatever it
Yeah.
was that he had. Um, yeah, you know, I don't listen to a whole lot. Um, the Pain is so close to pleasure. It's like Freddie and John started like connecting in around this time and like with Cool Cat and things like that. They really started exploring their like R&B Motown
Mm.
kind of love of this stuff. And you know what? That's great. If those guys love it, that's great. But maybe they should have just kept it to let's just play this in our basement and not put it on a record kind of thing, right? Because Pain is so close to pleasure is just it's god awful. But the song the songs that are good on this album, like One Vision. I do like Friends Will Be Friends. I'm sorry that you had a bad experience. I do like that song. Kurgan, Give Me the Prize. Kurgan's theme is phenomenal. It's a great hard rock tune. I love the little snippet of the Highlander with the work. There can be only one, and I know his name, and all that
Yes.
is really cool. I absolutely love Don't Lose Your Head. The drums in that song, I know it's like a mix of electronic drums and some live drums and stuff, but just the way that song goes, the beat and the propulsion of that song, and that middle eighth when he comes in, don't drink and drive your car. I just love that. I love it. Every time I hear it, I got to crank that tune. Um, Who Wants to Live Forever? It doesn't matter which version. If you get the version where Freddie sings the one verse and Brian sings the one verse, or Freddie sings the whole, it's just a great song all around. And I don't think Roger and John even appear on that song. I think it's like a full orchestra, and but the lot when they do it live, and there's the Wembley '86 version, there's the Hungary version. I mean, it's a great tune. It really is. And Princes of the Universe. I remember when that video came out, like that was one of the some of the stuff from the works was being played, but they still hadn't kind of recouped their reputation here in North America. And I remember saying to my friend, who was a big Iron Maiden fan, I said, "Listen to this." Like, and I didn't tell him it was Queen, right? And he goes, "That was a pretty cool song." I go, "It's Queen." And not only is it Queen, it's Freddie who wrote the song. It's like one of the so yeah, so that's what were we at 11 10 or whatever we're at here.
That was
So
number 10, yeah.
yeah, so that for me, I've gone up in a ranking here with these albums. We're now, as far as I'm concerned, these are fours. So
Right,
I give that.
okay. Right up there.
Yeah.
So these are all excellent albums. Well, I'm at number 10 and I've got 3.5 stars. This is the one that I think this album has the potential to be a five-star album if they changed the running order and changed a couple of tracks off it. And I've gone with The Miracle. It was in 1989, the Queen were hated by the UK press at this point, which was remarkable when I think about it. But I really like this album. This is the album that's really grown on me the most, just going back over listening over the last few weeks. I hadn't heard this album in years, and I played it again. I thought, wow, there's some absolute cracking songs on this album. But it starts off really weakly for me. I don't like Party. In fact, there's a version of Party without any singing on, and it's much better as an instrumental. And then Khashoggi Ship, great riff, but terrible lyrics, and I don't really like it, doesn't work for me. The Miracle's a fantastic pop song. It's a great song. It's almost like a forgotten track. The Invisible Man, it was going to be called The Invisible Man, wasn't it? Or the something like that is the album. Clearly inspired by Ghostbusters a little bit, but it works and it's a good song.
Yeah,
Breakthrough, I think probably should have been the opening track on the album. It's got this lovely 30s, 40s opening, and then the band belt in, and it really sort of really moves. I'm never a great fan of keyboard bass, but it sort of works on this one. But the band are tremendous on it. Great guitar on it. The one awful song that shouldn't have been on is Rain Must Fall. Terrible production. It's just so 80s, it's unreal.
yeah,
Scandal is an absolute classic. I love it. It was in the film Scandal as well, that came out about the same time. And it's a brilliant song, really, really great song. My baby does me, terrific song, really great groove song. Was it all worth it? Sorry, these are the extras here. Was it all worth it? Should have been on. Sort of. Sorry, no, it's the last song on it. The bang at to finish the album. I absolutely love it. Was it all worth it? The ones that
yeah,
should have been on, sorry, is Face It Alone, which they sort of discovered and then re-released. What a great song. Why that was not on the album, I don't understand. Chinese Torture would have been a great instrumental, maybe to start the album as well or whatever, but it's a great little sort of ditty. And then Hang On In There's a really good groove guitar song.
yeah. It is.
I would have replaced those songs. You'd have been up to 5 stars there or thereabouts with better production because it's very 80s sounding. But there's some great songs on that album. It's an absolute corker of an album. It's really, really grown on me. So as you see from now on in, everything's really, really good. So yeah. What have you got at number nine?
Number nine is The Miracle. And I like the party and Khashoggi Ship maybe a little bit more than you do. I can get by the silly lyrics. It was just nice to have a good couple of rocking tunes. I always like it when they start the album with like a good, fast, upbeat kind of song, like One Vision, and So I was okay with that. Miracles, fantastic song. It kind of harkens back to maybe like their classic '70s period, how they do the change in the middle and how they build the song up and then turn it into something else. Like it starts off with sort of like this mid-tempo kind of keyboardy kind of thing, and then it turns into this guitar-driven, drums come in, and I really dig that. That's a really cool thing they did. I want it all. Brian's finally, well, not finally, he's done it before, but it's one of his better like tunes. It's a kick-ass song.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really. And anybody who thought at the time that Queen was just like this keyboardy radio kind of pop band, the song tells you differently, right? The Invisible Man, I don't like it as much as you do. It had to grow on me. When I first heard it, I didn't. It's that synth bubbly bass that percolates through the whole thing. That right? I mean, and the video is kind of entertaining. I mean, like, it's a pretty cool video. I'll give you that. And I do like how they do the call and response with all the members of the band and all that. And
Yep.
that's off a pretty cool guitar solo. It's don't love the song, but it's grown on me over the years, so I don't hate it. But and then side two, I'm with you on Breakthrough. The Breakthrough was one of my favorite Queen songs by any era. I just love the way it starts with that whole operatic kind of thing and the little bit of organ in there and the piano. And then it comes into that chugging beat. And there's a really cool version of it on the special Super Deluxe box set that came out a couple years ago, where there's no electronic drums. It's just all real drums, where this version has like a mix of it. And I do like that version that has I would like to have heard it with just real drums all the way through, but it's still a great song. It's, Rain Must Fall. Yeah. Not a huge fan of that one. Brian does pull off some pretty cool guitar stuff in there. There's a nice solo, but the song itself, man. Scandal's a really cool tune. Really, really dug that one. Talked earlier about My Life Has Been Saved. That should have been on this album. As
Yeah.
far as that, get rid of Rain Must Fall, and that makes this a whole lot better, obviously. My Baby Does Me. Sometimes when they do funk, and this is a bit of a funky tune, and they do it right, and they do it right on this song. I like the way they do it on this song. It's not a favorite or anything, but it's a really cool tune. I enjoy it. Was It All Worth It is what this album is all about.
Yeah.
This, to me, it is one of my favorite Queen songs of all time. And I just love it. And again, you were talking about seeing them play Who Wants to Live Forever Live, and what the song, it had more of like a meaning to it as he sang it.
Yeah.
Of course, what was going on. Same thing with this song. Like, this is the history of the band. Like, and what's he saying? Was it all worth it? Yeah, it was all worth it. Everything that they did. And it's got some really cool guitar, and it's heavy. Freddie's singing great on it. It's just a great, great tune. And then the bonus tracks you talked about, like Chinese Torture and Hang On In There, they're great too. If they could have found a way to squeeze those onto this album,
Yeah.
probably would have a little higher for me as well. But and again, you're right about the production. It's a little 280s, but the songs overcome that. It's a really good album, and you're not going to be disappointed if you like Queen. You're going to like this album.
So what number is that? Was that number 9 or 10? I can't remember. I've lost track
Yeah,
now.
I believe that was 9.
Right. Well, mine number 9 is, because I just moved them slightly, is Innuendo.
Oh,
I really like it. There's some great songs on this. The opening's brilliant. It's proper full on prog. I mean, it's got Steve Howe on it anyway, but it's proper full on heavy. It's almost like an early album. It's got that sort of groove. They've got the sound production is much better on this. They've got rid of those 80s affectations on them, so it sounds great. Innuendo got to number 1 in the UK, which is remarkable when you think about it. I mean, it's 6.5, 7 minutes long. It
yeah.
loads of bits of pieces to it. So brilliant, great, great, great opener. I'm going slightly mad is a bit odd, but a good song. Um, Headlong is brilliant, and ironically, sounds like a song that Paul Rodgers would have sang, which of course he did do. But it's got that free sort of Bad Company vibe to it, and
Yeah.
it works. It's a great song. It's an absolutely superb song. Really like it. I Can't Live With You. Fair. Don't Try So Hard. It's a good old-fashioned ballad, really, which works. Ride with the Wind, Rockabilly, all right, I think, all right. All God's People, Filler again. But These Are the Day of His Lives is brilliant. And I remember at the time, and I might get things mixed up here because obviously I remember the day that he died. I was living with my ex-girlfriend and I wept at the time when I'd heard. But I remember they played the video that morning on the breakfast news when it was announced, and that was the video, and it was really powerful video. Yeah, what a great song to go out on, if you like. Delilah, terrible song about Freddie's cat. Pointless track shouldn't have been on it. Really affects it for me as an album because you got the Hitman, which is brilliant, a bit like Dragon Attack, really. It's just a great guitar riff song. Bijou, pretty good. And then The Show Must Go On, an absolute epic song to finish an album with. I mean, there are 3 or 4 absolute killer tracks on this album. So, great tune, great, great tune. It's the real shame, of course, is we never got Freddie to sing some of them live, because it would have been amazing, would have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we go. Was that number 9?
Yeah.
Right, what have we got at number 8 then?
So number 8 is going to be News of the World.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier, this was the first Queen album I ever bought. I got into it through Bohemian Rhapsody, the 45, and then We Will Rock You, We're the Champions. And there's really no bad songs on here. It's a little more subdued than the previous Queen albums that came before. This is a more straight ahead type
Yeah.
music. The overdubs, they're still there here and there, but it's not like on every song like it has been up to this point. Just more straight ahead, and really the only song on this album where I kind of, it's still like it is Sheer Heart Attack.
Oh, okay.
When they do it live, I really like how they do it live, but the studio version for me is just, it's okay. It's not bad. Like I don't like again. I don't hate it. There's no songs on here that I'm gonna
Yeah.
hate any. But it'd probably be my least favorite on here. And then
Well, I was
sleep.
playing it the other day, and my wife came in, and Karen goes, "Oh, turn that off, man! What the hell's out of there? It's thrashing away, she all that attack."
So weird the way that they placed that song because you've got the anthems. We Will Rock You,
Yeah,
We Are the Champions, and then they turn this quasi punk song in,
yeah,
and then they slow it back down with All Dead, All Dead.
yeah.
Right?
It's
It's
yeah. I get that. I do get that.
it's kind of weird. Now, if they had put that, say maybe at the end of the album, instead of Fight from the Insiders or End of the Side, maybe I might look at it a little bit differently. But
Hmm.
it's just very jarring where it is in the
Yeah.
song.
No, I can see that.
And the other one is, like I say, Sleeping on the Sidewalk is it's okay tune. It's not bad. It's just like to me, it's almost like a throwaway song. They're just having fun in the studio, and hey, we got this tune. Let's put it down. Freddie's not here. We don't need him for this. Like we got three.
Well, there's a drum error on it, and there's a bass error on it, and they just left them in.
Well, cool because when you're talking about a band like Queen who like were really perfectionists, it is kind of cool that they just went, yeah, you know what, just leave it. So that's my what are we at? Eight, we say 9, 8. I think we're at 8.
Yeah, number eight.
So that would be my number.
How
And
many
then
stars?
we're still at for if we're going by like what I'm ranking it at, I believe I've still got this. Yeah, we're still in the fours.
4 stars. Yeah. Well, my next album's 4 stars. From 1976, Day at the Races. There's some absolute bangers on this. It's basically a sister album, isn't it, to A Night at the Opera, and very very similar in many respects. Although I would argue that obviously the songs are not quite as strong, but there are some great songs. I mean, Tie Your Mother Down's an absolute storm to kick off with, which I didn't realize Brian May actually wrote it in 1968, 68, 69, which is wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. The best song on the album is the second song for me. Take My Breath Away is it's as good as anything I've ever heard Queen do. It's one of my favorite Queen songs. It's absolutely superb. Freddie's voice is remarkable, remarkable, and it's so moving as well. So, I know Brian loves this song apparently. There's some, lots of great songs on it. Long Way's all right, not bad. Millionaire Waltz, I love all that vaudeville stuff, that 20s sort of sound. Love all of that. Millionaire Waltz, great. Clearly, that's the one that sort of definitely could have been on Night at the Opera. You and I, John Deacon, not bad, pretty good song. Somebody to Love, brilliant, of course. Got a number two in the UK. Kept off the number one spot by Shawadi Wadi, which is a great song, Under the Moon of Love. I love it. But yeah, I mean, Somebody Loves fantastic. White Man. Now, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Brian wrote White Man about Native Americans. It's an unusual topic. And you think, wow, but it's a good song. It is a good song.
Yeah.
And then we got the really unusual flavor next to it with good old fashioned Lover Boy, which is totally the opposite. Um, love it. I love it. The weakest song on the album is Drowse. And then you've got Tio Tioriati. Oh, let us click together. Absolutely fantastic song. About the love of the Japanese fans. It's a great song to finish an album.
Yeah.
Might arguably be their best album finisher. I'm not sure, but it is brilliant. So yeah, I'm up to four stars. It's an excellent album. I do enjoy listening to this album an awful lot. It's a super album, well produced as well. What have you got in it? Number seven, then, Steve.
Number 7 for me, I gotta pull it out here so I can look at the songs. Is Innuendo.
Right.
And pretty much what you said about it is the same. How I feel about this album, the same thing. That opening track, the title track, just phenomenal. The first time I heard that, I was just completely blown away. I mean, I was really happy with the Miracle when it came out, and I thought they were back on track. And of course, at this time, at least over here, we didn't realize that Freddie was even close to being sick.
We didn't. I genuinely didn't know. I think it was the day before they declared that he was really ill, and then he was dead the following day. It was something along those lines.
Well, yeah, the day before but I remember my girlfriend at the time was telling me he's sick. There's something wrong. She
Yeah.
was looking on the back of Innuendo, and I was like, no, 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 he's fine. And the thing was, Brian May went on like a radio tour when this album came out, and he was at a radio station called Q107, she's out of Toronto, and he was in the studio with his guitar, and he was playing like Queen licks, and talking about the new album. And of course, they asked him like, you haven't toured in like 8 years in North
Yeah.
America. Are you coming? Any plans? he gave it the old, well, we're not really sure. We worked pretty hard the last few years. We did a big tour 4 years ago, that big '86 Magic tour. And we're looking at maybe taking a break and just kind of like relaxing a little bit. We've been working really, that was the
Mm.
company line at the time. So, of course, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, well, next time I'm not even cluing into the fact that there's something else going
Yeah.
on here. No. So, yeah, so there's that. And I'm going slightly mad. It's a great tune. Yeah, I love how quirky it is, and I love the video. I just love
Video's brilliant, yeah.
I love the video.
Penguin.
Who was it? Freddie got pooped on by
Penguin, yeah.
the Headlong. What a great! That was the single here. I believe Headlong was the first single
Yeah.
here, and it was just this crushing tune. Some of the lyrics are kind of silly. That hoop diddy diddy and used to be a woman with a hot dog stand. I mean, okay, but the music more than makes up for it. Days of Our Lives, great. I mean, and you talk about when you found out that Freddie passed. It was the same with me. I was with my girlfriend at the time. We were actually in her car, and I remember we were driving back. We were living together at the time. We were driving from my parents' place to her place, and they announced it over the radio.
Mm.
And all she did was just lean over and look at me and put her hand on my lap and said, "I'm so sorry." And I did. I started, I'm not crying, but I got a little teary eyed and stuff like that because up until that point, I refused to believe that there was something wrong with Freddie Mercury, and it really hit me hard. But yeah, it's a tough one. But yeah, the rest of the album, same with you. I've got the same kind of critiques with Delilah, although I let it pass because, when Freddie wrote the song, he loved his cats and this was going to be it, right? So we give him a pass for that one. Bijou, I thought was a pretty cool little thing with the backwards arrangement with the guitar solo first and then the vocal. Hitman, great tune. And The Show Must Go On is just
Yeah.
one of the best tunes. And you're right. It's too bad that Freddie never got a chance to sing that one because it would have been great. So that's my number 7 where we're at here. Yeah, and that's of course.
Yeah, my number 7 has the best opening track on any of the Queen albums for me, and I've gone with Jazz. And we've got Mustafa, which is possibly the worst produced song that Queen ever did, but it's a brilliant song. In these times, I'm not sure they'd ever do it live, like of course, but it was there's a the great video bootleg online on YouTube live at Newcastle City Hall when you get the audio and Freddie's got the whole crowd singing the whole song. It's
Yeah,
brilliant, absolutely amazing live in '79 at the City Hall, Newcastle City Hall. Mustafa, what a great song! You put it on and you think, what's going on with the speakers? Something wrong here. There's something wrong with this. And then the band kicks in and it almost knocks you off your feet. I hate the mix on it. I'd much rather they had it balanced out properly. It's so bad. I don't understand. I don't understand why it's so quiet and then it kicks up and then it's dead again. It's
that's
just
for Roy Thomas Baker for whatever reason. It comes in really low and then in the middle it just explodes in your.
I thought I'd something wrong with the record initially. I just thought, what's going on here? And of course, on the album, I'll come to the album in a second, the inside of it. Fat Bottom Girls, it's just brilliant. It was a massive hit in this country as well, a huge hit. And it's one of those you play in a duo or something. You'll do this, which I do sometimes, and I'm in a blues band as well. But in a duo, I'll get up and you'll do this. Whole bar sings along. It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Great song by Brian, proper rocker. Really funny, filthy lyrics, but brilliant. Jealousy is a great song. And he uses that acoustic guitar as well. I forgot what it is, but it's almost got a sitar sort of feel to it as well, doesn't it? A Brian sort of effects on it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, he stuck little pieces of paper under the
Yeah.
strings. He did it on one of the songs on Queen too as well.
He did something with the bridge as well. He affected the bridge on it, which is really unusual. Bicycle Race is brilliant. Again, it was a massive hit. Now, of course, when you got the album, on the inside, it had that famous nude picture of all the lasses sitting on the bikes, riding the bikes. And of course, you had the video as well. I believe they hired the bikes and had to pay for all new seats, apparently. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's fantastic. Absolutely love it. Great song. And of course, it's got all those sort of references, cultural references of the time, like Star Wars and stuff like that. It's great. If You Can't Beat Them is a great rocker. by John. It's lovely. Let Me Entertain You is a fantastic song that they'd kick gigs off with. It was brilliant to start a show with. Fred would run on with a pair of shorts on and stuff. It's just brilliant. Dead on Time, really good song. It's a proper metal song. 7 Days is a good ballad. All the album's actually pretty good, actually, till the end. Dreamer's Ball's terrific song. Could have been on Night of the Opera. It's certainly got that feel. Fun It doesn't work. Just doesn't work for me. This is where it doesn't get 5 stars, and it doesn't get to number one because of that. And also more of that jazz is pointless. I like the riff, but I just didn't see the end of that song. I thought it was just didn't work. But obviously, Leaving Home is a bit Led Zeppelin-y actually. It's
A little
got
bit.
yeah, it's got like a Led Zeppelin feel to it. It's quite nice actually. And then Don't Stop Me Now in the UK is Queen. I would argue is Queen's most popular song.
Hmm.
It's everyone would think it was Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's not. It's Don't Stop Me Now. You go to a party that comes on in the dance floor, everyone just runs to the dance floor. It's at every party, every wedding. It's that song's played
Well,
along with ABBA's Dancing Queen, and you're guaranteed to fill out the dance floor. So terrific album, 4 stars for me. Love it. Could have been a fiver, but there's 2 songs that don't work for me. So what have you got at number 6?
the number, and we're in the, these are 4.5 stars, and my number six is jazz. So, and I love it for the same reasons you do. Uh, Again, like you said, Mustafa, the way it's first time you hear it, you think, is something going on here? Like, what's wrong with my speakers or my stereo? Or I got a bad copy or something. But
Yeah.
and for a song that's gibberish lyrics, I mean, everybody sings along with it as best they
Yeah.
can. So, yeah, I love that. I love. I got to take a look and see what we got here. I got a kid. Remember, it's yeah. Fat Bottom Girls. That was pretty big over here. Got quite a bit of radio play. Jealousy, just a great little tune. Bicycle Race. That's another one of those like that kind of song kind of divided people over
Yeah.
here.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
I loved it. I've always loved that song, but I've still got buddies to this day that go, that song just that's terrible. I'm like, why? It's just a good little. It's a little pop tune. He's
Yeah.
singing about bicycles and the little ching 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 with the bicycle bell in the middle of it. It's like I
And then
don't know, man.
that great guitar riff. The guitar,
Sure. What do you?
brilliant.
Yeah, that do 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 do. Yeah, it's. I love it. If you can't beat them, I love that tune. To me, it's like the precursor to "Need Your Loving Tonight." It's almost the same song, and the guitar. There's like what? I think it's the longest guitar solo that Queen ever did. Like there's 2 of them, but it goes on for like a minute and a half or something at the end of the song there. And Let Me Entertain You. Great riff, great little lick in there. The lot when they do it live, like on Live Killer, it's really, really good. And the Queen Rock Montreal version is really good too. Dead on Time is one of my favorite Queen songs, and it's probably that and Stone Cold Crazy are probably the closest they ever came to all out like heavy metal.
Yeah.
And to play that on guitar, it's pretty difficult because he's picking pretty quick on that song. It's pretty quick.
He's a great
Uh,
player. He's a great player.
he is. He's one of my favorites, and
Yeah,
but
same. Yep.
he's very underrated. And I find because he's very melodic when he plays, and so
Yeah.
you can the solos to all these Queen songs. Like he's got a great way to phrase these solos, and he's just a fantastic player and a great songwriter. And Only 7 Days, great. Dreamer's Ball, like you say, it could have been on Night of the Opera or Day of the Races. It could have fit in nicely with there. Fun It is it's a song of the times, right? I mean, you got the Simmons drums or whatever, those electronic drums that are really early ones, which really don't do it for me. Leaving Home Ain't Easy is a really good song. Don't Stop Me Now. So big over there. I don't think it was too big over here.
It wasn't a massive hit in the UK. I think it got about number 12, which
Right.
is odd, but it's just now their biggest song.
Right. So I don't remember it being a big hit over here. I'm sure it got some radio play, but I'll tell you one thing. If you're familiar with a show called American Dad, and it's the same guy who does Family Guy, so
I love
that's
Family Guy, yeah.
okay. He's a big Queen fan, and he sneaks Queen references into those shows as much as he can. And that's why in the movie Ted, they have the whole thing with the guy.
Yeah, it is.
But they sneak "Don't Stop Now" into an episode of American Dad, pretty much the whole song. And it seems like ever since that, it was almost like a Wayne's World thing. Ever since that song sort of made an appearance in American Dad, you hear it more and more around here. This is probably 10 or 12 years ago this happened.
Right.
Now you start to hear the song a little bit more when they play Queen on the radio. Don't be surprised over here, anyways, if it's Don't Stop Me Now. And then more of that jazz. One thing I find about Roger, some of his songs kind of go nowhere. And this is one of those songs. It's like he starts off with a pretty cool little guitar riff and drum beat, but he doesn't really do anything with it. It just goes on for like 4.5 minutes, and it doesn't really change. And I'm pretty sure he recorded that all on his own. I don't think anybody else plays on it. Maybe Brian did a little bit of guitar, but I think he plays just about everything on that song. But yeah, that's where that ends up for me, and that's a 4.5 star album for me. So.
Well, I'm at 4.5 stars. My number 6 is the album I thought would be number 1, and that's Queen One.
Oh,
I love it. It's you mentioned before some of the things. I mean, Keep Yourself Alive is an absolute great opening track. It really tells you what sort of band they're going to be. I mean, there's some great songs on this. It's really heavy. Doing All Right, fantastic, super heavy. Great King Rat by Freddie is one of my favorite Queen songs. And you would have thought Brian wrote that because it's got that sort of metal sort of feel to it. But it's brilliant, influenced by Robert Brown and the great poet, of course, as well. And Roger hits this ridiculous note at the beginning of this song. I think Freddie used to say that only dogs could hear his notes. It's brilliant. Liar is superb. Used to be the opening to a TV show in the late 70s, early 80s for young adults in the UK. That used to be the opening theme music to it. Night Comes Down, all right. Sons and Daughters, I really like. Sort of Led Zeppelin type of sort of thing. Jesus, it's all right. It's not bad. It sort of lets it down a bit. And then obviously Seven Seas of Rye is just a very short snippet. So it's 4.5 stars, but there are some absolutely great songs. And we mentioned the production differences there before as well, which I sort of really agreed. But it's a super album. It really is.
I'm glad that they put Mad the Swine back in the track on the remix or whatever, Queen One, however you want to refer to it. We're officially calling it Queen One, but yeah, I really always enjoyed that song. And I remember when I got the CD when Hollywood Records signed them and they really re-released everything with all those bonus tracks.
Yeah.
The bonus track on that one, I was like, this is a great song. Why wasn't this on here in the first place?
Yeah, it would have worked. I mean, they've put it in now, haven't they? It's number 4, I think it is, but it works absolutely fine. It's a good song. Right, we're at the big 5 now. Then what have we got at number 5?
Okay, so number 5 is going to be The Works. And there's a little bit of history with this album. I bought this album on my 16th birthday. And I'll never forget because I bought this and Rat's Invasion of Your Privacy at the same time.
Right.
And I still enjoy Rat. I really more enjoy Queen. But at the time, I don't know what it was like over there with you guys, but because Queen was really, they were like, nobody was talking about Queen over here.
Oh, they were yesterday's news at this point.
Yeah. For here, I think it was even worse. I mean, there was a stigma of Freddie being whatever. Is he gay? Is he not? Yeah. Whatever. That was a big thing over here. And that, for some reason, if you liked bands that had members that were gay, it was like, no, you can't do that. And at the time, Metallica was really big around here with Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets. And I loved Metallica. And I remember being in high school, I would have a Queen t-shirt on, right? And have Metallica scrawled on the back of my jean jacket. And people would call me a poser. You're a poser. You can't Metallica and like Queen. And then flash forward a couple of years and Metallica's covering, Stone Cold Crazy. But anyways, I remember buying on my 16th birthday, The Works and Rat. And I was standing at the bus stop, and I'll never forget one of the metalheads from my school. There was a carload of them drove by and stuck his head out the window and yelled, "Poser!" as I stood there with my album, right? Anyways, I love this album. Everything about it. I think they really nailed the sound on this album. Like for the times, they didn't go too overboard with the 80s kind of production. It's like what they did was really cool. It's a nice mix of where they were 5 years ago and getting into the present day in 80, I guess it was 83 when this was recorded. Radio Gaga is a phenomenal song. One of Freddie's best vocals. The lyrics are great. The video was pretty cool, a little silly, but it
Brilliant
was
video. Love it.
and especially when when My Redemption came when they played Live Aid and stole the show,
Yeah.
and when and everybody had to say, you know what, they're pretty damn good, right? Like, but yeah, so Radio Gaga is fantastic. They tear it up, a Brian rocker, typical Brian rocker, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty cool little tune.
Great
And
song.
Freddie on this album, I think vocally, this is one of Freddie's best albums vocally. I think he's really strong on here. He's always strong, but he really, really stands out on this album on a few tunes, and I'll get to those. It's a Hard Life, great song. I would put that in my top 10 Queen songs. The video again is a little over the top, and
Yeah.
it is what it is, but you know, but it's a great song. Man on the Prowl might be the only song on this album where I think they kind of dropped the ball, because really
Yeah.
what they just rewrote Crazy Little Thing Called Love. It worked once before, why not again? A rock and roll 50s past date. Doesn't really work here. It's harmless. I don't turn it off, but I don't go looking for it. Side two, Machines Are Back to Humans, is an incredible song. And
Great
I
song.
this is one of my favorite Freddie vocals. The way he sings this song, especially how fast he sings parts of this song,
Yeah.
and the way his voice carries in the song, it is incredible. Like, if you want to hear a great vocal in a song, listen to this song. Like, because Freddie really takes it home here. I Want to Break Free, which was sort of a hit over here. That's the video that got him a little bit of trouble over
Massive
here.
in the UK. John Deacon wrote it as well. I didn't realize. I always thought under the assumption Brian wrote it. And I only just discovered a couple of days ago that John Deacon wrote it.
And I only recently, maybe in the last 10 years, found out that that's a keyboard solo by Fred Mandel in there. It's
Yeah,
not,
that's right.
Brian does it live, but all the time I thought, it's a pretty cool little guitar. It's not, it's a keyboard solo, right? um, Keep on passing the open windows is a cool tune. I like it.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in that movie, The Hotel New Hampshire. I'm not sure if it made it in there or not. I can't remember. It was Paul. What was it? Paul Newman and forget the other guy's name that played his son, but sort of a lackluster movie. But I think it's in the movie there. Hammer to Fall, maybe one of Brian's finest moments, if not his finest moment. I mean, it's a. But
I would have had that as the opening track to the album, actually.
well, you know what? Maybe, but I do love the fact that they open with Radio Gaga. I
Yeah.
think that's a song for this album. And then Is This the World We Created? I believe that song was written and recorded before the whole Do They Know It's Christmas and Live Aid thing. So I think they were. I don't know if maybe there was like whispers that they were going to do something like that, and they
Yeah.
decided let's
Because they then did it live, didn't it? Live Aid.
yeah. So I don't know if that was written solely before that all ever happened, or if they heard, hey, Bob's putting something together with Midge, and maybe we should get ahead of the game here and do our own thing, or whatever. Anyway, it's a great little tune. Comes off great live when they did it live acoustically, and it's
Yeah,
so yeah.
yeah. Must have done because they must have recorded it beforehand because it was the album was out before all of that sort of stuff happened, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how
So
many
that's
stars we're talking?
well, that one will be. Let me double check here. What did I give that one? I believe I gave that one still a 4.5. That's my last 4.5. Nope,
Yeah.
sorry, I got 4.5. Sorry,
Yeah.
one more
Well,
four.
my number five is The Works and would have been 5 stars and would have been number one if it hadn't had Man on the Prowl on. Same as you. It's like a Bard Shaking Stevens song. I just and he's done some good songs as well. But it's just like it just doesn't work. If they'd actually had Love Kills on, which they'd
Yeah,
recorded and put that on, it would be 5 stars and it would be number one on my list. And thank you and good night. It would have been because it's a great album. I love the production on it. Yes, it's a little 80s at times, but it works really, really well. As you've said everything I really want to say. Radio Gaga is just a brilliant song. Tear It Up's a proper old-fashioned rocker. I love Machines and Back to Humans. It's one of my favorite tracks on it. Um, Keep Passing the Windows, brilliant. Hammer That Falls, great. Good, it's a fantastic guitar on it. It's an absolute cracking album, a really great album. And it's probably the one album if somebody goes, "Oh, what Queen album would you recommend if you've not heard any?" That's the one I'd say go and listen to that first of all. I think it's a pretty fair representation of the band. It's a super album, absolutely fantastic album. So yeah, that's my number five as well at 4.5 stars. So what have we got at number four?
number 4 is A Day at the Races, and like you, I think this is a phenomenal album. I mean, it's recorded really, really well. I mean, the sound on it is great. Um, Great starter with "Tie Your Mother Down." "You Take My Breath Away" is, that is an incredible song. It's Freddie on and vocally on the piano. I mean, it's just 4.5 million minutes of pure Freddie brilliance. Um, "Millionaire Waltz" is one of my favorite John Deacon bass lines, and anybody who doesn't think that this guy can actually play like
Oh,
and play well, listen to that song, like what he's doing and the little fills in that song, and you get it's almost Bohemian Rhapsody like at the end there, where you get the build up and the everything comes crashing in. So it's like I don't know what a little brother to Bohemian Rhapsody, I guess, maybe because of that. John's got a pretty cool little tune with "You and I." "Long Away" is a good catchy Brian song. "Somebody Love," big. That's the big one on the album. I like "Drowse" probably a little bit more than you do. I've always really kind of dug that song. It's been one of my favorite Roger songs, that he sings, anyways, because he wrote Radio Gaga.
yes, you did.
But that he sings, that's probably one of my favorite Roger songs. That's a pretty cool little tune. I love the little nod to is on the fade out where he goes, "Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, he was good, wasn't he?" At the end. And then "Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy" is it's just fun. It's a fun little tune and ends so great with "Teo Torre, Let Us Cling Together." Such a great song. One of their best. It is a great album. You're right. It's a great album closer. And I love how they do. A few albums have done this. Pink Floyd, The Wall has done this, where the intro to "Tie Your Mother Down" and the outro to "Teo Torre"
Yeah.
are the same thing. So it's an endless cycle.
Yes.
You keep going through, right? It's on a loop. So if you had, I guess, maybe on an 8-track back in the day, you would go from there back into, "Tie Your Mother Down," and just a continuous loop. But yeah, that's my number. What, five? We say five or
Oh,
four?
number four.
Four. Sorry, number four. I love the album. I love it. It could go a little bit higher depending on my mood.
Yeah.
Each of the albums, depending on my mood, could be one, two, three, or four. For now, I'll call it number four.
Oh, how many stars have you gone there?
That one we are now into five. These rest of these albums are 5 stars.
Yeah, well, I'm into five-star territory as well, and my number four is Night at the Opera, and it's brilliant. Obviously, I mean, could these, as you see, any of these could be one, two, three, four, and just throw them up in the air. And this is what I've just literally not quite sort of done, but I've got one and two because for certain personal reasons, rather more than because they're technically better than this because they're not. You know, so I mean, "Death on Two Legs," an incredible vindictive song, but it's just brilliant. About their manager or previous manager, sorry. But it's fantastic. Freddie's voice is superb on it. The guitar's brilliant. Everything's perfect about it. "Lazy on Sunday Afternoon's" great, and they've got that weird vocal thing where I think they put his headphones in a bucket and then they recorded it, and so it sounds like it was from a distant era, and it's superb. I'm in love with my car is actually a good Roger song. I quite like it. It was the B-side to Bohemian Rhapsody, wasn't it? And he got just as much money through the sales of the song. Yeah. 30, sorry, "You're My Best Friend" is brilliant. John Deacon, what a great song. That is absolutely superb. 39, brilliant. Brian always plays that now when he tours with
Yeah.
current lineup with Adam Lambert. Doing a great job as a sort of a different style of band, if you like, but he does a great job. "Sweet Lady's" an excellent rocker. "Seaside Rendezvous" I absolutely love. I love the fact that they mimic all the instruments, even the tap dancing with the things on their fingers, the thimbles and that. It's brilliant. Really sort of daft, but superb. Best song of the album's "The Prophet" song for me. I absolutely love it. Just 8 minutes or whatever it is. All these weird overdubs, just superb. Brian May, fantastic song. "Love of My Life's" great, although much better live, I have to say. So it's nice here in the harps, and that's all right, but live it's a million times better with just him and Freddie and Brian and that guitar that they play, the 12 string. Um, "Good Company's good with it, Brian on ukulele. Just Brian's just literally a Brian solo song, really, isn't it? And then you've got "Bohemian Rhapsody," which to me, and I like the fact that there's loads of interpretations about it. For me, it's a song about Freddie coming out and all the rest of it. And I think it works really, really well. But hey, I'm not here to tell people what it is. You make your own interpretation. That's the whole point of songs. But it's obviously a stellar top draw song, irrespective of what it is. and is a song. What it means, who knows? And then obviously God Save the Queen, which is a bit weird at the end, but works. And it was lovely when they used to finish gigs with it live. It's perfect, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
a top draw album. And it's the end. It's the album that cemented them in the UK as well, and cemented them as a worldwide band as well at this point. So yeah, that's my number four. What have you got at number three then, Steve?
Well, my number three is The Night of the Opera.
Mm,
And for all the same reasons that you just mentioned. I mean, it's a pretty solid album from
yeah,
start. Again, this could be my number one album this time next week, just depending on my mood. It starts off great with Death on Two Legs. What a great guitar lick that Brian comes up with that. And the way the song kind of comes in with that ominous, wow, wow, wow. It's great, right? And then they go from this like heavy kind of really satirical song, that it's about their ex-manager that ripped him off and all that, and to this fun-loving kind of like what 40s vaudeville kind of thing, right? Like,
yeah,
right? So, but that to me, that is the beauty of Queen. You can't pigeonhole this band into are they hard rock, are they pop, are they this or that, because they do so many different things.
yeah,
And it's the next song. It's not like you're going to get three ballads in a row unless it's Made in Heaven, or you're not going to get like three rockers in a row. You're going to get a rocker, then you're going to get this like vaudeville kind of dance hall song, then you're going to get like maybe a pop song, then you're going to get another rocker, and then an acoustic thing. It's all over the map, and that's why I love these guys so much. It's just so it's out there, and I guess I'm in love with my car is next. Great tune. Roger sounds great on it. It always sounded great live too, especially when
yeah,
Freddie vocals up with them live. Um, Sweet Lady, kind of a weird one because when it gets into the chorus, they change the time signature and it's like almost comes like a prog kind of thing,
mm,
but it's still kind of cool, right? Like starts off kind of Zeppelinish with the way the chords come in, but then yeah, in the middle it does this really weird time signature thing. And then Seaside Rendezvous, like you say, I love it that they imitated all the trombones and stuff like that,
yeah.
using vocals and through their nose and did the thimbles on their fingers to do the tap dancing thing. who who thought of that? Like this, you know?
I used to just laugh those socks off recording it,
Yeah, and this is album number four that they did. They weren't big yet. Like I mean, like they still hadn't had their big hit. They were gonna get there, but that's a lot of balls for your
Yeah.
fourth album.
No,
Doing,
absolutely.
and then Prophet Song, I'm with you. One of the best things they've ever done. And it's just whatever it is, 8.5, 9 minutes of just pure bliss. And I love that in the middle when they do the vocal thing, it bounces from speaker to speaker, the la la
Yeah.
la la. That is so cool. And love of my life. I do prefer the acoustic version live. Now it does come off a lot better that way, but it's still a great song the way
It's a
they do
great
it.
song, yeah.
Good Company is always the song that if I was going to pick a weak song on the album, and it's not even really a weak song because the stuff that Brian's doing with the guitar is brilliant. The way he's double tracked it, triple tracked it, and made like a guitar orchestra out of all these is phenomenal. But to me, that's like my least favorite song on a very good album.
Yeah, yeah,
And then Bohemian Rhapsody is what it is. It's just a great song. Three songs smashed together, whatever. They made it work. Freddie sounds great on it. And when you listen to that song, I think running time is like just under 6 minutes, but really it seems like it's only been about 2 minutes because each part of the song is only about a minute and a half, 2 minutes
yeah,
long. So it goes by really quick. When it's over with, you go like, was that really 6 minutes
yeah.
of that? But yeah, and God Save the Queen. It's just a cool little, they did the same thing when they did the movie, right? With the 20th Century Fox promo intro music
Yeah.
where they queened it up, pretty cool way to end the album, nice way to end the concerts. And yeah, it's just a great album back to front, man. And the production is phenomenal on this song. Really well done.
So that's your number three, and it's a cracking album.
Yes.
My number three, I've gone with Queen 2, which is an absolute belter. Two, it's a very proggy album. It's possibly their most prog album. It's like prog metal, prog rock, whatever you want to call it, but it's a brilliant album. Possibly their best album sleeve. I'm not sure. Maybe it's clearly iconic sort of album sleeve with Mick Rock. It's brilliant. It's just a super album. Starts off with that proggy with Procession at the beginning. It's obviously the album's in two sides as well. You've got the white side and the black side as well. So the Procession's brilliant. It's great. It's just superb. trying to remember what's on here now. I've just looked at some of the songs I've written down. I've got White Queen's just brilliant. It's what a song that is. It's just incredible. Um, just everything about it. It's just superb based on the Robert Graves book, White Goddess. So again, you got that literary aspect to it as well. Someday, one day, magic. Brian May, great harmonies. Loser in the end. Roger sings with a really good hard rock feel and really good song actually by Roger. Ogre Battle is. I, I was amazed to discover that this when years ago that Freddie wrote this because I would have put money on it being a Brian song. It's so heavy. It's brilliant. This is as heavy as they ever got, I think. Um, Full on thrashy, hardcore rock. What a great song, though. Fairy Fella's Master Stroke, based on the Richard Gere painting. Freddie wrote it very good. Nevermore, immense, absolutely immense song. Written about heartbreak. I love Freddie's voice on it. It's just terrific. The balances on it all great. March of the Black Queen, brilliant. 6 minutes long. It's also almost like a forerunner for Bohemian Rhapsody, isn't it? You know, with the length and the segments and the songs in different sections. I actually have to say I prefer it over Bohemian Rhapsody just because I've heard it so many times. I think Bohemian Rhapsody, but it is brilliant. Funny How Love is a great song, and then you got the proper version of the Seven Seas to Right to Finish, which I remembered as a kid as well hearing it. So yeah, what a top album. Uh, Definitely for me, I think the most prog-based album that they did, and it's a great album. It's a super follow-up album. It really is, and a step up. As I say, I always thought Queen One was going to be my album, and then I listened again and again and again, and I think, no, actually, Queen Two's quite a bit better. Actually, there's a definite step up in quality there. So yeah, that's my number three. What have you got on it? Number three,
Uh,
two. Sorry, we're into two.
so this is usually what I put as my favorite Queen album. But I'm gonna go because I don't think most people would pick this as the best album they ever did, and it's Queen Two.
Right.
So Queen is going to be this in number two for me, but it is probably my personal favorite. Again, that it could always change.
Yeah.
Um, it, yeah, I love the fact that it's side black and side white, or side white and side black. And I love how on the front they're all in black, right? And then you flip it on the inside. Now they're in white. It's pretty much the same. Of course, it's an iconic pose because they used it again for Bohemian Rhapsody, and again, what was it? A Kind of Magic, or was it one of those two videos? I Kind of Magic,
I
Kind of
think
Magic.
it's one. Is it One Vision?
I think it is One Vision where they all kind of like
Yeah.
start looking like we've been here before.
Except Fred's got the tash at this point.
Yeah, but if you notice, they all kind of look at each other like we've been here before, kind of thing. But anyway, yeah. So and by the way, the crest, like the what is it, the swan with the lions and
Yes.
what a great logo crest, whatever you want to call it. I mean,
Magic,
like
yeah. Brilliant.
way on that. But father to son, you got the little intro with the procession with Brian his little guitar thing, and the amp he used was the Deaky that John Deacon made
Yeah.
on his own. So you get it kicks off great with father to son. White Queen is typical Queen, slow, fast kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
so good. Someday, one day, that is such a catchy song.
Yeah.
Like it really is a catchy song. It could have been a radio song if it had a little more, I don't know, more to it, I guess you could say. But it's still a great song. The Loser in the End, cool little Roger tune. Side Black, which is Freddie Sweet. I mean, the Ogre Battle, like same thing with you. When I saw that Freddie wrote that, I was like, "Are you kidding me? He wrote that? Like, it is such a heavy tune, and it's so using us with the wah and the fading in the tapes. Oh my god, so good! Fairy Fellas Master Stroke, Nevermore, March of the Black Queen. Like you say, without this, I don't think they get to Bohemian Rhapsody. They've got the three different distinct parts in this song. I've got a live version of it, like a partial where they do a partial at the Rainbow, and I think at the Odeon too. I don't know if they ever played the whole thing live. Might be tough to do because some of those vocals, he's already gasping for breath where he can in the studio where he can stop and take a breath, right? So I don't know if they would ever be able to do the whole thing live. Funny How Love is just good little ride out tune, and then you get Seven Seas of Rye, which is like, that is a great radio song. Probably should have got a little more play, I think, but it's a great tune. The only thing this album that I can critique it on is the production is a little bit muddied sometimes. I think they're trying to cram too many
Yeah.
things in. They kind of like well, if you can figure it out, what my number one is, when they get to that album, they've figured out how to let the studio breathe for them.
Yeah, I
Really,
agree with the production. I'd like to hear a remix of that. Yeah, without them affecting the voice, by the way. But yeah,
what they do, they have a lot of things going, like little bells and things like that are going on in the background. It's a lot of it's just together. I will point out before we get to it, the first three albums, if you've noticed, they have a musical thread. So like Queen 1 has the snippet of Seven Seas of Rye. Queen 2 has the full version of Seven Seas of Rye. And when the song fades out, you can hear them sort of singing that 40s vaudeville song, Wouldn't You Like to Be Beside the Seaside? And when Sheer Heart Attack starts, Brighton Rock, you put it on, you hear the guy walking through the fairground and everything, and he's whistling. And what's he whistling? Wouldn't you like to be beside? Take out of that. That was great, little hidden thing. But yeah, for now, that's my number two, and that's a definite solid five.
When I was a kid, we went to see. My mum took us to see a kids' version of Saturday Night Fever. And bizarrely, the support film was Queen Live at the Rainbow '74, which was so heavy and so metally compared to, you're going to see Saturday Night Fever, and it was in a massive cinema screen in Newcastle, the Odeon. It was huge. And when I look back, I think that was such a bizarre thing to put on before Saturday Night Fever. But there we go. I do distinctly remember watching it thinking, wow, that's mad. But yeah, my number two, anyway, getting down to it, my number two, this is the one I've debated and I've done one, two, which one's it going to be? But my number two, I've gone with News of the World. I love the album. It's could have been one quite comfortably, but it's brilliant. The first two songs we've discussed already. We Will Rock You, what an opener. Then We Are the Champions, which is a bizarre one to come in as the second song, in my opinion. I would have had it at the end and finished the album with it. But it is great. All Dead, Sheer Heart Attack was said, very punky, isn't it? And yeah, Roger plays virtually everything on it, apart from a little bit of guitar, which Brian throws over the top on. I didn't
Yep.
know that. All Dead, All Dead. I absolutely love it. Very sad song by Brian. Love it. Spread Your Wings. John Deacon, man, what a writer. What a great song. So catchy. So catchy. Should have been a massive hit. Flight from the Inside, I really like. It's really got a sort of funky groove to it. Great tune. Get Down, Make Love, brilliant. Sexually explicit, but absolutely magnificent. Superb live. Sleeping on the Sidewalk, we said throwaway, but love it. Really enjoy it. Just daft. Who Needs You? I love that sort of Spanish feel to it, and it's very light and it goes well in the album. I think if you'd had Sheer Heart Attack before it and then that, I think it would have worked much better personally. It's Late is possibly my favorite track on the album. Though it's hard to go against We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You, but It's Late, brilliant. I love it again. Little various stages and tempo shifts, and then it really flies at the end. And then Melancholy Blues is a beautiful sort of bluesy song by Freddie to finish with. So,
It's, Now, have you heard I believe it's the 40th anniversary box set, there's a version of All Dead that Freddie sings. And it's actually pretty good. I would take the Brian version just because I'm
yeah,
so
I go with the Brian version as well. But yeah, yeah, it's just a great song, great album. I know you mentioned before about they went back to basics. They definitely did. So because originally we were talking about doing another album. It was a Duck Soup was touted, I believe it wasn't it, and then it became a bootleg, wasn't it, live? But in terms of like another type of album like that, but they stripped it all back and went back to basics, and it was just a fantastic album. It's a
good.
really, really good album, and of course they were recording at the same time as the Sex Pistols and met them on a number of occasions in the studio, famously. It's just very, very funny anecdotes.
What
So
do you call it, Mr. Ferocious?
Ferocious, Simon Ferocious. Simon was his real name, wasn't it, for Sid
Yeah,
Vicious?
Richie, wasn't it? Simon
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah, that's right. So number one.
Number one. Well, it's the only one left. It's Sheer Heart Attack. And this album is the one where they've honed in on their sound. They figured it out. That classic Queen sound of Brian's guitars with just the right overdubs and Freddie, especially with Freddie's voice and the piano, and John Deacon showing up on a couple of tunes like Misfire, which is such a great little tune. And but yeah, so it's Brighton Rock is a phenomenal song. Uh, Great little guitar riff. It was built around with that little guitar solo that Brian doing even back on like the Queen One era, and built a song around it. It's a great song, and I love Freddie's vocals on it too. It's just great. Killer Queen is like, snappy little pop tune, and it's got the lyrics are hilarious when you like listen to the lyrics. And Freddie sings a great 10-minute funster, great Roger tune, singing about how he's annoying everybody that lives around him because he's such a rock and roller. And really, he really is the only rocker in this band. I mean, like if you look at them, right, like he's the only one that would be hanging on somebody's wall on a poster, right? So you're not gonna have John Deacon hanging on your wall.
No, definitely not.
And then Flick of the Wrist. I'll go back to like when Freddie did pass away. So the radio station around here, when they announced it, of course they started playing Queen tunes and everything, but they really rode hard on them for like the later stuff, saying how they kind of like got wishy-washy and stuff like that. I remember the DJ playing Flick of the Wrist and saying like, if they had written more songs like this, then they would have done a lot better in North America. And I disagree, because if they'd written more songs like that, and it's a great song, they would have been pigeonholed into like this one genre type.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would have died off before the 70s were even done.
Yeah.
That's the thing that kept them alive and so popular, at least over in Europe. It was like the fact that they changed all the time. Maybe they did two albums that sort of went hand in hand, and then they moved on to another thing, right? So that's what I
The
love.
whole American thing is, and certainly the USA, is they just struggled with our "Want to Break Free" video, which over here in the UK we just thought was hilarious because it was obviously a homage to the TV soap series Coronation Street, very lovingly done in a very sort of funny, humorous way, So we loved it. So
Yeah.
I couldn't understand their dislike for that. Yeah,
And Now I'm Here is a great rocker. Another one that comes when he does it live, and
yeah,
Freddie's vocal on that was great. I love it. I love the live Killer version where he does the vocal response with the call and response with the audience,
yeah.
Before Live Aid and all that. But man, like that guy, is there another guy that could hold an audience in the palm of his hand like that?
No, I don't think he is. He's definitely the best front man I've ever seen. I mean, obviously a very talented musician as well. He never gets talked about how good a piano player he is. But what a front man! What a voice! Just
He,
brilliant.
he had it all. He had the voice, he had the charisma, and just the right amount of smugness that you know. And the second side is great. I mean, I'll talk about them together in the lap of the gods, and then in the lap of the gods revisited. Like that slow down vocal on the, it's so creepy and cool. That it sounds,
It's
you know,
very Hendrix, isn't it? It would be something that would have been on Electric Ladyland sort of thing.
yeah,
They were big Hendrix fans as well, so you can
yeah.
hear the Hendrix influence on that with the vocals, the way they slowed it down. Very different.
And then they did Stone Cold Crazy. I mean, that's what, 2 minutes and 10 seconds of just full out metal.
Yeah, it is.
Dear Friends, nice little Freddie solo piece there, I
Yeah.
guess. Misfire is just catchy as all hell. I think it's just barely 2 minutes long, but it's just catchy as can be. And
Very
I'm pretty,
dark lyrics as well.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure John plays just about every guitar on, except for some little flourishes that Brian tacked on there. Bring back that Leroy Brown. Well, okay, when I first got this album, that was the song where I went like, I don't know about this, but that song really grew on me after a while, and now I love it. I mean, like
Love it.
it's fantastic.
It's a foretaster for the next two albums as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it really is, right? Like they went a little bit further on a Night at the Opera with that kind
Mm.
of vaudeville dance hall kind of stuff, and you know what, it opened my mind to other bands. So I'm going to give you a quick example, like the Kinks.
Yeah.
Okay, I love the Kinks, but for a long time I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that they've got some like vaudeville dance hall kind of songs. And it's like, what is this doing in a rock? And then, when this grew on me, I was like, that's why it's there. It's still a good song. It doesn't matter, dance hall, whatever you want to call it. It's Stones did it too on Between the Buds, but whatever. It's a great song. She Makes Me kind of drags a little bit, but I still like it a lot. I love the vocal, the effect on Brian's vocal on this
I've
song.
written it reminds me of Supertramp.
Yes, yeah, I can see that.
And I like
Yeah,
Supertramp, you know, so yeah.
yeah, I like them as well. And again, you finished off with "In the Lap of the Gods," and they've turned it into like this anthemic.
Oh, seeing them do that live and we all start swaying, say for a minute or two with part of the medley was just brilliant.
Yeah, so that's I'm going to put that as my number one for now.
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, it's 5 stars. And again, all those albums, everything but the Flash Gordon and maybe Hot Space, I would say you can't go wrong with any one of those albums.
Yeah. Well, it's also I don't know if you can see it, probably not. Is it coming on? Is it no? Anyway, I'll take a photograph because you can't see it for some weird reason. It's my signed copy of same album. So Sheer Heart Attack, everything you said, I've got nothing really to add to it because it is just brilliant. It's hard rock, it's campy, it's proggy. It's got everything you'd really want in a fantastic album and a great sleeve as well, of course, as well. It's fantastic sleeve.
Yes.
It's just a brilliant, brilliant album. So yeah, I was torn between one and four, but yeah, I've won to four, but I've gone with that because it is brilliant. It's absolutely top draw. So folks, there we go. There's our choices. If you want to sort of send in your lists, say let me know what you've got, how much you agree, how much you disagree. All those hot space fans out there, sort of shoot people down a little bit, you know. So
It's
look,
really
your
that.
list. So from Steve and myself, till the next time, folks, take care, look after yourself. Bye bye.